it's Sami from Sami's Sweet Life, and today I'm going to share my October budget update with you guys. This month was actually pretty rough, probably our worst month yet. It was rough for two adulting reasons. My car maintenance light came on, and so we had to do the car maintenance, and it was a big one for me. I needed some new tires. They had to replace my car battery, and one other bigger thing that I don't even remember what it was, but it was something that just needed to be done. And so my car maintenance was a grand total of $976, which is a lot. You know, I got new tires and a new battery, so that was the bulk of that expense. They did change all the filters and things, and they did one other bigger maintenance thing. We got my car in 2015, so it is a newer car, and this is the first time I had to do any sort of larger maintenance. I have been really lucky thus far that I've just needed the oil and filter changes that are standard as far as the scheduling. So this one was a big ticket one for me, and it hurt a little bit. It's one of those things that we know is going to happen. We know that we're going to have these maintenance things. We want to keep these cars running for as long as possible, and so I got them done. It did hurt the budget for this month, but we knew we had the money. The other big adulting thing we did, we got gutters for the house. Don't even get me started about Austin home building and home buying, but we didn't have even front gutters on this house. Our house in Champaign at least had front gutters, and this house did not have any. We decided to go ahead and get them. There are places on the roof where the water will drip off and land on rocks in the landscaping, and it's right by our master bedroom, and we're hearing plop, 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 drip, 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 drip anytime it rains. And we finally got the gutters, and thankfully we got them before the big time flooding that happened in Austin. We got the gutters, and it was so peaceful. We could just listen to the rain, and it was nice and not just dropping on the rocks. And so we felt really adulty, like, yeah, we put gutters on the house. We gave each other high fives. It's just one of those silly adulting things that I think, for one thing, houses should not come without gutters. I think that's crazy, but again, don't get me started. I'm gonna calm myself down. But we went ahead and put them on, and the grand total for that was $1,139. So between those two things, we're looking at $2,000 worth of expenses that we weren't really expecting to have this month. With that said, we did not hit our savings target for this month. For most of our categories this month, we just totally blew it. So for one thing, the grocery budget, I have just been really consistently over about $100 every month. It seems like it's like $85 or $100 over every month. So for sure, I'm going to increase that budget for next year. I don't think that we're going super excessive on the groceries. I do tend to stick on the side of buying too much versus not buying enough. And so I'm always a little bit over. I think there were only a couple of months that I actually hit the $500 for groceries. That is just one of those categories I'm just not willing to cut. I'm not willing to sacrifice. In our situation, it's not a make or break number for us, so I'm gonna just bump it up to $600 next month, and I'll just kind of expect to do about the same thing I've been doing. Not being really tight with it. I know we can be if we need to, so that's a really easy way that if we are struggling one month, we could definitely trim that down. I do like to incorporate those months where we really try to eat what we have in the house and cut that grocery budget down as kind of like a challenge to get rid of things in the house, making sure we're rotating through our older pantry stock and our freezer stock. So with that said, this month we went way over my normal grocery going over because we had that week of boil water advisory where our drinking water was just not really safe. They never ended up finding anything. It was just a precautionary thing, but for that week, I panicked. They said we were gonna run out of water, and I had to go grocery shopping that day anyway, and I panicked. When I saw that the grocery store was going crazy and they were completely out of water, I stocked up on every drink thing or liquidy food that I could think of just to get us through. At that point in time, they were saying it was going to be at least 2 weeks. It ended up thankfully only being 1 week. It was a really tough week for cooking, and so I'm really glad that I did go overboard, although we still have some of the sparkling waters and stuff left. But yeah, we went way over. So we went over on the grocery bill by $330.89, and about 150 of that was that panic grocery run where I'm like, get all the things. We do have lots of drink things in the house, so that's been really fun, although not the healthiest thing, but I enjoyed a glass of orange sparkling water last night, and it was so good. For the most part, we just drink water. I have the occasional hot cocoa these days since it's getting a little bit colder here, But other than that, I just drink water, and it can get really boring. So it's fun to have those other drinks in the house, and I'm kind of rationing them out at this point because it's just not something I buy regularly. I did end up going over on gas this month because we ended up having to trek across Austin a few times for various doctor's appointments and things. And when I say trek across, we are on one side of Austin, and this was completely the other side of Austin, and it was a lot. It was like an hour drive both ways. I did that a few times in October, and so that was about $40 extra in the gas category. As far as household, that was the only category we were majorly under in. We were under by $100.47. I have a tip to go along with that. When I'm going over and reconciling the budget, I do this a couple of times a month. I check the bank account and I check the credit card statement because we put things on our credit card and pay them off at the end of the month. But I check line by line, making sure it's lining up with the budget, making sure we know every line that's on there, nothing stands out. And we had a $15 line on our credit card bill from a monthly thing that I didn't even realize we had signed up for. So my tip for you guys is make sure you're checking your whatever accounts, your bank accounts, your credit card accounts, line by line to make sure that people aren't sneaking things on. We used a website, and as part of the sign up, they give you a free trial for something, and you guys know where this is going. The free trial ran out. The free trial I didn't even know I had signed up for in using this website. And when it rolled around that it was the next month, they started charging me. So they charged me $15. Since I am on top of things and since I look at those lines, I was able to nip that in the bud immediately, cancel the little thing they signed me up for. I'm sure I agreed to it in some sort of like, check all these check boxes and agree to all this crap. I'm sure I signed up for it, but I opted out real quick when I saw they were going to charge me $15 a month for something I didn't want, I didn't actually even use, I didn't know that I had. I hate when companies do that kind of crap, but you have to be on top of your bank statements and your credit card statements to make sure that they're not charging you these things for a long term. So if you don't check these things regularly, how do you know you accidentally got signed up for something? Make sure you're checking those things and you know what you're signed up for. Just one of those things where I'm like, dang it, they got me. They took my $15, but I'm glad I checked and I saw it and I could cancel it right away. So moving on, I actually was under on my own spending by $30.46, and I'm going to be carrying this over. We did end up purchasing a lot of Christmas related stuff. I didn't realize that I would have that much as far as Christmas left, but we still needed to get her Christmas PJs. I got the last of the quarterly Kohl's Cares books and stuffed animals, and this time it was Minnie and Mickey Mouse, and I knew she will love, love, love those books. So I got all the stuffed animals, all the books this round. They also had some of the highlights, hidden pictures books, and I went ahead and got those too. So I spent like $75 at Kohl's, and we got her one little Christmas Grinch shirt, which I know she'll really like. And I also saw that really nice Hot Wheels track set. It's something that Johnny had mentioned in the past. He's like, we need to get her like a Hot Wheels track because he actually wants it, and I think she'll really like it too. So when I saw it at Costco, it was $49.99, but I got it. I knew that would be one of those things that I would see at Costco once, and then when I went back to get it another time, it would be gone. I went ahead and got it. We talked about it, and we definitely want to keep that for her for Christmas. So a lot came out of that Christmas budget when I was thinking, oh, we're completely done with Christmas. So I have a feeling that'll probably happen in a little bit in November and December as well, but I think we're really good as far as Christmas goes now. I did end up getting all of Olivia's winter gear. She needed a coat for this year because her other coat was getting really tight last year, so I knew this year it would not even fit her probably. I did a haul video showing the clothes, but I spent about $107 at Carter's to do all of her winter clothes shopping. So that really sets us over in that sinking fund for this month, but also for the year. We are totally tapped out on that sinking fund. So next year I will definitely reevaluate that number. We were a little bit over on eating out this month, $33.84, and that's because we did come back from the vacation and ate out a couple of times. Johnny's birthday was also this month, so he got to pick that, and it was a little bit of a splurge. And also the boil water notice things, we went out to eat a couple of times extra. It's just one of those things like, I would like them to do all of the cleaning and cooking and stuff, and us just have the convenience of it. A lot of the restaurants closed for a day or two to figure out their plan because they have to have the water that's boiled or they have to have bottled water. And so we would call the restaurants to make sure that they were open, and a lot of them really stepped up. And one of the things in all the articles I was reading was restaurants were struggling. People did not want to go out to eat because they were scared about this potential contamination in the water. And I wanted to support the stores. We went to some of our favorite places to make sure that we were supporting them and also just to not have to cook at home. We did have a lot of extra eating out this month. Overall, this month was our worst month by far. We have never been so far away from hitting that monthly target. We are still way ahead for the whole year, so it's not that big of a deal. I'm glad that our worst month happened near the end of the year so that we weren't thinking at the beginning of the year, oh, we already blew the budget, we can't stick with it. We had 9 months under our belt before this harder month. Okay, we had a rough month. We know we can jump right back on. Bad months are just gonna happen. It's not like anything huge happened. It's not that big a deal in the grand scheme of things, but this month when I'm looking at the numbers, it hurt not to hit that number and it hurt to have the worst month we've had so far. But looking ahead, we've got 2 more months. We want to really end this year strong. I have a new goal number in mind because we did already hit our yearly goal. So I'm hoping that we can hit another different goal that's a little bit higher. We would definitely have to stick to our budget the next couple of months in order to hit that number, starting fresh for the next month. And I really encourage you guys, if you have a bad month, do not just go crazy and blow your budget just because you have one bad month. Just start over, start fresh, do the best you can the next month, and just keep plugging away at it. Not every month is going to be perfect. Looking into November, I don't want to jinx it, but we should definitely be able to exceed our savings goal this next month. I'm knocking on wood. I'm trying to not jinx it. Johnny does get his last of his bonuses in November, and so we are really hopeful that we can really exceed that savings goal for the month. I'll definitely keep you guys in the loop the next couple of months. Be sure to give me a thumbs up if you like these budget videos and let me know how your budget's going this month. And be sure to subscribe so you can follow me along. I'll have a November and a December update for you guys in the next couple of months, and hopefully we will all hit our yearly goals. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.